I just watched The Penguin and I'm going to explore what makes it different. But before I move further, leave it a like and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. First of all, The Penguin stands out from other gangster crime dramas. It doesn't just revolve around showing how the gangster world operates and their daily bullshits. Rather, it explores character development, their needs, their insecurities, and so on.
The world ain't set up for the honest man to succeed. That should be the American dream right there. You know, beautiful story with a happy ending.
Sure, a lot of series do the same, but with The Penguin, it's a different approach. Throughout the series, you root for the lead character, and at times, you even root for his defeat. While many series thrive on showing his lead character making his way, Oswald doesn't get it easily. Instead, he faces multiple obstacles before getting what he's been looking for.
America's a hustle. Not that I'm complaining.
I know this should be the first point, but it's fine. The thing I loved about this series is its performances. Now, you might be thinking about Colin Farrell, and of course, he's done a wonderful job. But I have a different opinion here.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
I admired Cristin Milioti's performance. In fact, I couldn't get enough of it. Everyone loved her little part in How I Met Your Mother, and so did I. But having that image of her in my mind, I could never see her portraying a character like Sophia. But man, she has delivered a stellar performance. The way she deals with her character's inner struggles, switching from being a psycho in one moment to being a sensitive, sane human in another, shows her range of acting skills. It was surprising for me, and honestly, she absolutely nailed it.
I don't fit into this family anymore.
I told you I'm fucking innocent!
Now, let's talk about Colin Farrell. The transformation he's been through for this is something else. It literally took me a minute to recognize this guy. And believe me, I googled him, okay? But he's amazing. His style of carrying the character of Oswald Cobblepot is promising, and the way he lets out his emotions and brutality is fascinating. And it's not just about how brilliantly he performs, but also how he lets his co-star shine, not overpowering the scene, but rather complementing every other actor.
Do me a favor, Sal. Call your wife. See if she answers. You stole from the wrong fucking guy.
Since we are talking about performances, let's talk about the characters. And obviously, Oswald Cobblepot, aka Penguin. Although Oswald's character has been explored before in the DC universe, this one is particularly different. This version explicitly focuses on Oswald's rise to the power, his greed, his vicious acts, his fight for the throne, and so on, compared to other adaptations like Danny DeVito's 1992 Penguin, which leaned heavily into horror and fantasy elements, or Robin Lord Taylor's Penguin in Gotham, which felt exaggerated and comic book inspired. Gotham's Oswald was heavily inspired by his mother, which made him emotionally unstable. But in The Penguin, he's more realistic, mature, calculative, and methodical. He uses his tactics, his street power, and is more controlled. And at times, he's even brutal. The Penguin takes a more realistic approach and shows actual gangster world, making this character feel more human than some comic book villains.
I never stopped hating you.
You're a disappointment. You're a waste of space.
As we all know, The Penguin deals with Oswald characters, but it's not just that. It also shows ground reality of Gotham's underworld and how this city is vandalized by these gangsters. And again, I am glad that it had no influence from Batman whatsoever, because you know, it would have ruined the whole storyline.
Really?
Rather, during the show, nobody's afraid of any superhero or any authority that could stop these mafia bosses and their war. It is a more grounded crime drama that feels closer to the Sopranos and Broadwalk Empire.
Whoever controls the drug business, controls the streets. I'll be running the whole damn trade.
Another highlight is that the Penguin storyline entirely focuses on a war for Gotham's throne. It centers around Oswald's fight within the criminal world, eliminating law enforcement, his emotional instabilities, and even his inner struggles. Now, it might sound pretty flat with no character dimensions, but here comes the supporting characters and their struggle for power. These supporting characters and their actions leave no space to deal with any other nonsense.
I'm the daughter of the Falcone Don, but he's dead. The family thinks I'm broken. I'm not broken.
Come on, man, let them sort out their own shit first. Anyways, given that it's a limited series, you can only show so much, and expecting more would be crazy. Now, I really didn't want to talk about direction or the cinematography because anyone who has seen it already knows how good it is. But here are some points I want to highlight. And the first is the last episode. Man, it is something else. The way the first part of the last episode is directed, it's mind-blowing. Instead of showing those gangster wars, it presents psychological persecution that messes with your head in the best way possible, pulling you right into the character's paranoia. In my opinion, that's more immersive and captivating and just brilliant. Anyone who saw it, do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Other than that, I really enjoyed Sophia's timeline, and I'm talking from direction perspective here. I liked how Sonia's character was portrayed. She never overshadows the lead, but still has enough space to leave her
I
mark.
was
And
stuffed
that's
in
a
Arkham State Hospital
great directorial
for a
skill.
decade. Convicted of murdering 7 women. Summer Gleason, Taylor Montgomery.
About the cinematography, now we have seen the Penguin and the Batman, but the style there with its neon light and dark shades was more complimentary for Batman, but the Penguin adds more personal and street level perspective while maintaining Matt Reeves' vision for the Batman. And I am glad that this is not mixing Matt Reeves' version with James Gunn's new DCU. At least we'll get to see something good, right? Because God knows how James Gunn is planning his new version. This Superman, I'm not buying it. I'm more of a Henry Cavill's Superman guy. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think makes the Penguin different in the comments below. And leave it a like, share it, and do I even need to say, come on man, subscribe it. I'm working my ass off here. Okay, just kidding. Now, it's your filmmaker Darshan Jaju signing off. Until next time, stay happy and curious.
Listen, Sal. Carmine Falcone's dead. And I'm here now. I'll be calling the shots. The Falcones are still licking their wounds.